Hi, I'm Nikki with Effortless Travel, and today we're going to have a little discussion about what are the main types of cruise cabins. So, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment, and we're just going to jump right in. So, here are a couple of primary cabins and how they differ. Interior cabins, which have no window or balcony, most affordable option, excellent for travelers who spend little time in the room, very dark at night, so making ideal for sleep. Ocean View cabin has a window or a porthole, provides a little natural light and you can see outside, usually slightly larger cabin than interiors. Balcony cabin includes a private outdoor balcony, one of the most popular choices on cruises, great for Alaska, Norway, Hawaii, and other scenic cruises where you want to try and spot nature and wildlife outside. Suite life, woo! Largest accommodations on board often includes priority boarding, concierge service, specialty dining perks, and exclusive lounges, perfect for special occasions or travelers with extra space. Another popular question is how many people can stay in one cabin? Well, solo cabin, is one solo. Standard cabin can fit up to 2 people. A family cabin could be 3 or 5, and a family suite would be 5 and whatever the cruise line's max is. Normally the max I've seen is about 8 people in each cabin. Another question is what are the sleeping arrangements? Say you have 4 people in a ocean view or a balcony or even an interior room. Where do all these people sleep? So let's get into that. So the common setup is for 2 people in a cabin, you can either have a queen bed or it can be divided into 2 separate beds, so 2 twins. The next option would be for 3 people. It could be a king and then a sofa bed, or it could be a king plus a pullman from the ceiling or the wall. For 4, a king bed, the sofa, and then a pullman bunk, things like that. So family suites could have multiple options, either a couple of bedrooms or they have a bedroom and then there's a couch that pulls out and then a pullman also in the living room, things like that. You could do connecting staterooms where you could have 4 and 2. It could be an ocean view or a balcony or even 2 connecting interior rooms. We can do that. A lot of people get surprised that for the first time cruising when those bunk beds start folding down out of the ceilings. All these different options are put away during the day so your cabin is open, and then at night they'll make the couch into the bed and they'll pull down the stuff from the ceiling or the wall to create the beds for the passengers. Ocean View and Valkyries are going to be difficult side by side. Another time people don't understand is that there's different pricing for different cabins on different floors. A lot of times when you're seeing the cruise line advertise a price, they're advertising the bottom line category for that room. So say, oh, it's $450 a person. That is the interior room on the lowest floor of the cruise ship. If that's fine with you, that's what you're getting. But if you want a cabin on deck 10, that's going to cost you a lot more than the cabin on deck 1 or 2. So just know that they're grabbing you in with the lowest price, but that is the base room choice in that category of stateroom. Every cruise cabin cannot accommodate the same amount of people. So there's only cabins selected for 2s, there's only cabins selected for 3s, there are only cabins selected for 4s. One whole row may be for only quads, one may only be for solos, one may only be for doubles, things like that, triples. So you could have this whole side only can accommodate sets of 4s. Over here can only accommodate sets of 3s. So that plays a part when you're looking into berthing those cabins, which cabin options are available for your party based on the number of occupancies. So what's the most popular place on the ship for booking cabin? First thing that's going to fill up first is midship. People like midship because if they have any problems with getting seasick or anything, that's going to be where you feel the less motion of the ship. And so those rooms will book up first. The next would be forward, which is best views. Motion is rough because of the seas, because you're breaking the waves. You can feel the windier on the balcony and stuff because you're breaking the wind when you're going forward. The aft has good wake views. You get more vibrations because a lot of times that is where the motors are. So a lot of question, is the balcony worth the extra price? Well, that only depends. Are you going to be spending a lot of time out on your balcony? If you're not, there's really no need to pay for the extra price. I do like the balcony, so if my husband's wanting to take a nap or watch TV, I can sit out there and read a book or just look at the beautiful scenery, feel the wind on my face, and I don't have to go up on the Lido deck where I may not know anybody and sit by strangers. So you just have to think about that. I do like ocean view rooms. A lot of times if you get the big windows, a person can actually sit in the windowsill and look outside. So I don't mind that either. And I personally don't mind the interior because you get some great sleep in there. If you're going to Alaska, I would definitely recommend a balcony because you're going to want to sit out there and look for whales and all kinds of things. And it's so exciting when you see the spouts coming out of the water. You're like, I know there's a whale out there. And you just keep watching and watching, and hopefully it's going to get closer. The same with Hawaii and like the Norwegian Fjords, New England and Canada, and the Panama Canal. Those I would definitely recommend getting a balcony. Another question, should I choose port side or starboard side? Well, for Alaska, based on the itinerary direction of the cruise, that's when you would want to know, you're going to see, if you're going one way, you want to make sure you're going to be on the way facing the land. If you're going a round trip, it really doesn't matter because if you miss it going, you're going to see it coming back. Panama Canal, research which side offers the best views. Otherwise, select based on the price of the cabin location. And that's where I come in. Personally, a lot of times people say, well, what is the best cabin type based on a family of 4? So ideal option would be balcony. It's just going to give you more room to, if the cabin gets crowded, you go out, sit out on the balcony while people are getting dressed. 2 people can be in the room doing stuff while 2 people can be on the balcony. Another great option would be ocean view rooms. Those are the same size as balcony, you just don't get the balcony. And some ocean view rooms actually have 2 bathrooms, so that makes it very convenient. Or connecting staterooms. You can get 2 balconies connected to each other, 2 ocean views, or 2 interiors. Those would be my options. Cabins to avoid, I would definitely avoid cabins that are under the pool deck. That's going to be very noisy. Under the buffet, next to the elevators, near the nightclubs or theaters, near the cruise service staircases. These can be noisier. They're not actually bad cabins, but if they're starting to pull deck chairs at 4 a.m., you're going to hear that above your head. If they're having loud shows all night until midnight, you might hear some vibration from the music and stuff. So you just have to think about that. Will my luggage fit? Of course it's going to fit. Most large suitcases can actually just shove under the bed. So that's a great place. And of course, they have hanging closet. You can bring your own hook and hang things on the wall because a lot of things are magnetic. So don't worry about your luggage. It's going to fit in that room. The last question, if budget isn't an issue, what would you book? Well, if budget wasn't an issue, baby, I would be booking me a suite. But if you want to try to be reasonable, midship balcony, junior suite, aft balcony, ocean view cabin, things like that. Talk to you later. Ask me any questions. I'll be glad to answer.